Very good morning, dear students. Good morning to all students of class 10, CBSE and state. Welcome to English grammar class once again. Today's topic, we are going to finish off the complete tenses. I have been teaching you tenses for the past 3 days, 4 days I believe, and today we are in the last segment of this tenses. In yesterday's class also we have been studying all about the future tense. So as I told you, each tense, the tenses, there are 3 basic tenses. Each tense there are 4 forms, and these are very important topics. The past 3 days, all the class sessions which are focused on tenses, I request students to replay and see 2 to 3 times so that you understand exactly the differences of differences in the tense forms. What are the different things, how they are different from each other in tense forms. So that the student has to do that exercise. So now today's class, I think it is day 14 session which I am going to take up, and in this session we are going to close the last future tense with the last 2 forms, that is future perfect and future perfect continuous. So as the title of the tense, the title itself, we can understand that all the actions of the verb, actions of the noun, that is verb, if they are going to occur in the future time, okay, if they occur in the future time, that is future tense. Or all the expected actions of a noun, expected actions of a verb, okay, of the future, we are expecting in the present, okay, then that also comes under future tense. So the planned actions, scheduled actions of the verb in the future, expecting in the present, that also can be studied under future tense. Okay, yesterday's class simple future and future continuous we have studied. Now let us see, in today's session I am going to cover what is understanding of future perfect and what is future perfect continuous. That's what is our today's class based on. Now let us go by the definition, dear students. Let's go by the definition. This tense denotes the action of a noun. What is action of a noun? Verb. Many times in every definition you are seeing action of a noun, action of a noun, action of a noun. So this tense denotes the action of a noun, that is verb, in the future. Okay, the occurrence of the verb is when is the time? It is occurring in the future and completed in the future time. So we are in the present time, but the expected action is in the future. The action starts in the future point of time and it ends in the future point of time. That is future perfect. I repeat again, the tense denotes the action of a noun, that is verb, which starts in the future and ends in the future. Okay, that we are talking in the present. That is as simple as that, the future perfect. Now what does the structure say? What is the structure? Subject plus shall or will plus have plus V3 plus object. Now you must, if you observe this structure, shall or will are the helping verbs which are used mostly to refer to the future point of time. Shall and will are the helping verbs which are mostly used to refer to the future time. And have, why not has here? Why only have I am using here? Because whenever there is an occurrence of shall or will, it is followed by have, because only the plural form of have will come here. Okay, has will not fall here because we are taking the shall or will, and have is the. After that, the verb of the third form. What is verb of the third form? It is past participle. Verb of the first form is present tense. Verb of the second form is past tense. Verb of the third form is the past participle. So subject plus shall or will plus have plus V3 plus object. That's what. So now let us take example sentences here. Let us cite down example sentences. Dear students, now see this example sentence. I have taken the first subject I. I have taken the first subject I. I shall have written. I shall have written my work by then. That means I am expecting the work which I am going to be which I am going to start in the future, completion of the work in the future by that time. So I shall have written. So by that time, staying in the present time, expecting about the future. Staying in the present time, being in the present time, expecting the future work, that is again nothing but future perfect. So the same meaning over here. I shall have written my work by then. So by then what would have happened? By then what would have happened? I shall have written my work. I shall have completed my work. So by that time, by 2 p.m. tomorrow, I shall have completed my notes. By 3 p.m. tomorrow, I shall have written my book. I shall have written my exercise. Okay, so the future action, expecting in the present. It's nothing but the future action, expecting in the present. So that's what is the meaning of this sentence. I shall have written my work by then. By then refers to the future point of time. By then, it could be tomorrow, it could be next year, or it could be next month. By then means it could be tomorrow, next year, or next month, or anything. So I shall have written my work by then. That is what is the meaning. Let us see the second example, the second sentence. They will. What I have done here? I have taken the third subject. Third subject plural. I have taken the third subject plural. They will have completed 5 years by next month. So this sentence has a meaning that this family may be staying in US or maybe staying somewhere. They will have completed 5 years by next month. By next month they are going to finish off their 5 years staying in that particular place, staying in America or staying in India. So they will have completed 5 years by next month. So if you observe these two sentences, dear friends, we can also say the future perfect or future perfect continuous denotes the actions of the future in the present time. Okay, the future planned actions, the scheduled actions of the future expecting in the present time. That is what is the meaning. They will have completed 5 years by next month. By next month they will have completed 5 years. So hope you understood this again. I will repeat. This tense future perfect denotes the action of a noun of the future expecting in the present. The future action expecting in the present would denote the future perfect tense. The structure goes this way: subject plus shall or will plus have plus V3 plus object. Subject plus shall or will plus have plus V3 plus object. So according to the structure, we have to compose the sentence. So the meaning is that, the meaning of the sentence is that by the time I shall have completed this, by the time they will have completed this, by the time they will have completed the match. So anything like that, comparatively if you observe in both the sentences, there is a time phrase over here. There is a time phrase over here. By then they will have completed. By next month, by next year, by next day, okay, by next hour they will have completed. The actions are predicted in the present time. So this is what is the future tense. Okay, in the future tense talks about the future perfect. Let us come to future perfect tense. If you see future perfect tense, let us go by the definition, dear students. Let's see the definition. This tense denotes the action of a noun. What is action of a noun? Verb, same. Occurs in the future tense. Action of a noun occurring when? Action of a noun is occurring in the future. Action of a noun occurring in the future. Future time. Progress over a period of time. The action starts in the future, runs over a period of time, the action continues over a period of time, and then end up in the future time. I repeat again, please try to focus, try to understand. The future perfect continuous tense denotes the action of a noun which is going to start in the future point of time, maybe after 1 hour, or maybe next month, or maybe next year, okay, or maybe in the next some point of time it will start, and it runs for a period of time. It runs for a period of time, maybe could 1 hour or 1 month or 5 years or 10 years or decade. It runs for a period of time and ends up in the future. So all the predictions of the future expecting in the present again. Only thing is, it is in the progressive form. Only thing is, the verb is in the progressive form, progress. The meaning of progress is what? Continuity. The meaning of progress is continuity. Okay, this tense denotes the action of a noun verb occurs in the future tense or time, progresses, that means runs over a period of time and then ends up in the future. Okay, let us see the structure. Subject plus shall or will. In all future tenses, shall or will is there. If you observe, in all the future tense forms, each form there shall or will has to be used. So subject plus shall or will plus have plus been, B-E-E-N, been, plus V4 plus object. I repeat again, subject plus shall or will plus have plus been plus V4 plus object. So it's used like that, V4 plus object. So what is sentence? Let us see. Third subject. I have taken this third subject singular. He will have been teaching for 20 years next July. So what is the meaning of this sentence? By next July, how many years he will have been teaching? He will have been teaching 20 years by next July. So next July is going to finish off his 20th year of teaching. That means the action is progressive, continuing, starts in the future, continuing in a future point of time, but expecting in the present. He will have been teaching for 20 years, okay, 20 years by next July. That's what is the sense of this sentence, okay. If you observe here, the verb is in the continuous form. If you observe here, the verb is in the continuous form. Next sentence. Look at the second sentence, dear students. Look at the second sentence. By next year. By next year. There's a phrase here. Again, there is a time phrase here. By next July. This is next July. There's a time phrase here. And here the next year. There is some time phrase, maybe in the form of year or in the form of month. So by next year, she will have been completing, her medicine. Okay, what is the meaning of the sentence? By next year, this girl who is doing her medicine, she will have been completing her medicine by next year. By next year, already she started doing her medicine and continuing it. By next year, she will have been completing her medicine. So in this scenario, in these situations, we have to use the future perfect continuous. I hope you are getting me. So what exactly is this tense about? This tense about nothing but, the tense occurs in the future, the verb occurs in the future, action of a noun occurs in the future, and it runs over a period of time and ends up in the future. Action of a noun occurs in the future, it initiates in the future, runs over a period of time and end up in the future again. So structure goes like this: subject plus shall or will plus have plus been plus V4 plus object. So is the action over? In this, answer me, is the action of a noun over? No, children, action is not over. Action is in the continuous form here. The action has not stopped, but here the action has stopped. Future perfect, the action has stopped. If you observe the future perfect, the action has stopped. Subject plus shall or will plus have plus V3. Have written my work by then. Completed. Look at these two sentences. Written and completed. The actions are over. But whereas in this, the actions are not over. The actions are continuous. Subject plus shall or will plus have plus been plus V4 plus object. So he will have been teaching for 20 years. Okay, next July. By next July, he is going to finish his 20th year. Okay, in the same way, by next year, she will have been completing her medicine. So this is how all the tense is about: the future perfect tense and the future perfect and the future perfect continuous tense. So with this, dear students, we are done with all the tense forms, the 3 basic tense forms, each form's definition, its structure, followed by examples. I have completed. I am done. So in the next consequent class, we would be proceeding into next topic. Okay, we would be taking up the next topic. The next topic I will let you know. Okay, what would be the next topic, and all these past days, maybe the past 3-4 days, whatever topics I have been teaching in these tenses, and previously also I am going to send the homeworks. Okay, PDF forms. I am going to place it in the group. You please see it and try to write those answers in your notebook. Maybe one live session I will sit with all of you, and we'll have a nice discussion on these grammar points. So this is what is all about the tenses. With this, dear students, we have completed the tense exactly. So now you are understood. Tense is the time. Tense is nothing but, in other words, it is time. Tense is nothing but, it is action of a noun, that is nothing but verb. Action in the past, action in the present, action in the future. So all the 4 classification, each basic tense has got 4 classifications. How those tense are differences, how those tense forms are different from each other, what sense it carries, how to use effectively. So if you use these tense forms properly, your language becomes more effective, more meaningful, and that is the right way of using it. That's the right way of speaking or right way of communicating in English. Okay, so grammar, as I told you, helps you to steer the language, to have grip over the language and get a very good command over the language. That is what is the total sense. So with this, children, I will wind up my class. Okay, hope you have understood it. You can play these videos. Once again, my recommendation from my side is these tense, whichever topic you are finding it difficult, you can play as many times as possible. Try to listen carefully, focus and listen, understand, and try to maintain the notes. Try to maintain these notes as these simple definitions which will help you in your future career. Maybe when you go to intermediate, when you go to higher studies, it would be of great help to you. That's what. Okay, so thank you, children. With this I am winding up, and next class we will be taking up the next topic.